What actually got you interested in like investing and trading and stuff like that in the first place?
My grandma passed away, left me a good amount of money. The universe wants me to do something good with it.
I'm
Yeah,
sorry to hear your grandma died, but it's like a blessing in disguise. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, for sure. No, my grandma dying was definitely a blessing in disguise. Yeah. Forex. Since the first COVID lockdown, we've all been seeing people post on their Instagram story about how they started trading Forex and making amazing money. You've probably seen these posts accompanied by stories with motivational captions and big things coming, team calls, live trading, signals, graphs, copying and pasting trades, pips. We gotta get more pips.
What about the pips?
I wanted to infiltrate these trading groups from the inside to see what really goes on, what kind of money are they really making, what are they telling people to get them to drop the bag, etc., etc., etc. All I had to do was show up in one of their Zoom meetings as someone they wouldn't recognize. I started by making a fake Instagram account, moneymogulmike. Then all I had to do was message them telling them I was interested and get a link to a Zoom call. After that, I was in. I joined an opportunity call hosted by this guy, Fidel Cashstro. Get it? Cashstro, like the communist leader of Cuba, but cash. He's part of the company I want to focus most on, I Am Academy.
So before we even get into that, I want to let you guys know who I am first. My name is Fidel. I'm from Brooklyn, New York. I'm 20 years old. And I had a problem. I started to realize that I was literally working every single day and then going home when the sun was completely gone. It was nighttime now. And one of my friends actually called me and she basically gave me some information. So I want to go ahead and share the information she gave me. It went ahead and actually retired me within that same year. I retired at the age of 19. I started traveling, started doing a lot of things that I wasn't even doing before that I wasn't able to do because I didn't have the time or the money. Now, let's say you accumulate 75 customers inside your business. You're making $2,000
Oh
per
my
month,
God.
right? An extra 24 grand a year now, right? Guys, I know 17-year-olds doing this, telling all their friends about this business or their friends asking them how they're making money, right? Without working, but they start doing this. They're making money doing this. Now they're running it up.
Now, Forex stands for foreign exchange, and it's similar to the stock market in the sense that you're trying to buy low and sell high. But instead of buying shares to a company, you're buying international currencies. Trading Forex is a totally legit way of making money, and there are people who make a living trading Forex just like there are people who make a living trading stocks. But I want to make an important distinction here. Any product or business can be an MLM. With WFG, they were selling insurance. Selling insurance is totally legit, no problem. With ACN, they were selling phone plans and utilities. But then you start realizing that the only way to really make money is by recruiting other people. You could just trade Forex by yourself, but what they don't tell you is most people actually don't make money from trading Forex. It's so amazing to me that all it takes to convince people that you're successful and have them give you money is just standing up and saying, I'm rich. You don't even have to provide proof. And for someone who doesn't like hard work, what's easier, learning to trade Forex or convincing kids that you're a successful businessman?
Somebody says, is this a pyramid scheme?
Uh-oh.
Right? This is a pyramid scheme. Now, it's funny because when I first started doing
Let's
this,
go.
I thought it was the same thing. And I realized and I found out that a pyramid scheme is when I want you to go out and tell 30,000 different friends about this business, and all of them are going to pay me, and I'm not giving them any kind of product or service in exchange. That is a pyramid scheme. In other types of companies that do multi-level marketing, you have to sell lotions, you have to sell potions, you got to sell hair products. We don't do that. There's people that are customers that just trade and make their own money, and then there's people that build a business and trade too.
By definition, a pyramid scheme is when you recruit somebody, they recruit two more people, the money to pay the first person comes from those people, etc., until the entire thing collapses because there's not enough people left. MLMs have this, but they also have a product that they sell. But just because they have a product does not make them legit. I established in my ACN Part 2 video that the reason MLMs were able to slip through the cracks of what's legal is actually a loophole caused by MLMs spending millions of dollars lobbying lawmakers to let them slide. Sure, they have a product, so it's not just a bare bones dictionary definition of a pyramid scheme, but it might as well be because nobody ever sells the fucking product. It doesn't help that the products are usually overpriced and shitty quality. And sure, like Fidel says, you don't have to participate in that aspect of I Am Academy, but good luck making any money without it. I've got a lot of comments on my pyramid scheme videos saying, capitalism is the real pyramid scheme. Your 9 to 5 is the real scam. But every employee in a company gets paid for their hours, which makes it more reliable of a system than MLMs just based on that. One of I Am Academy's catchphrases is, earn while you learn. But nobody's learning or earning. MLMs do make good on one promise, to get you out of the rat race. And that's true. They will get you out of the rat race and put you on a hamster wheel.
There's actually celebrities that you guys probably know that are actually in this business right now. Drop a 1 in the chat if you know who Black China is.
Picture in your mind the Mount Rushmore of finance. Warren Buffett, Jeff Bezos, Bill Gates, Black China. Black fucking China. Black China is most known for being the baby mama of the least known Kardashian. And they thought it would be a good idea to get her as an ambassador. For this? Actually, it's a genius move, because if you imagine the people that follow Black China on Instagram, it's probably just what an MLM needs. Young and stupid. Let's take a look at some of the other ambassadors endorsing I Am Academy.
Hello to everybody. The one and only Floyd Money Mayweather. I Am Mastery Academy. I want to say thank you for what you all have taught me. Chris Terry, thank you. And you guys been through a lot, and you guys, like I said, you guys have the will to win just like myself. So that's why, we have a great team. Right now, I'm on my private jet, headed to Academy Island. I'm on my way.
Yes, Floyd Money Mayweather, the champ. I'm sure he took home a king's ransom for making this video. But I can't think of a less fitting representative for a financial services company than Floyd Mayweather. Main reason being, Floyd Mayweather can't even fucking read. But of course, there's no need in getting an ambassador who fits the bill of someone that knows what's going on in finance, because IM is trying to recruit kids. So all they need is someone who kids think is cool, and Floyd certainly fits that bill. Retired basketball player Kevin Garnett. Here's Kevin on top earner David Imonitie's Instagram Live talking about how it's definitely not a pyramid scheme.
When I first jumped in this, I had friends around me talking about Ponzi and pyramids, and they didn't even know what a Ponzi or a pyramid looked like.
Kevin Garnett, definitely wise when it comes to finances, got scammed out of a ridiculous amount of money by his own money manager, who was already in legal trouble for scamming someone else at the time. And Kevin still let this guy have access to his money. After his presentation, I did a one-on-one Zoom call with Fidel to see how he could help me become successful.
I'm here.
Oh, great. How's it going, man?
What actually got you interested in like investing and trading and stuff like that in the first place?
Well, basically, man, 2020 was a hard year for a lot of people, myself included. My grandma passed away, but I've just been realizing this year, like, every bad thing actually is just a new opportunity. My grandma left me a good amount of money. The universe wants me to do something good with it.
I'm sorry to hear your grandma died, but you never know. As you said, bro, you the way you look at things shapes your reality, you know? It's like a blessing in disguise, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure. No, my grandma dying was definitely a blessing in disguise, yeah.
But before this, actually, I was working 2 jobs,
Wow.
right? While I was in college too. I got started, and a couple months later, I actually went ahead and quit my jobs, both of them.
I bet.
And we started to travel. We went to England, we went to Spain.
Wow. And so you said that you were able to retire after 1 year of doing this, is that right?
I actually retired in a couple months after I got started doing this.
When you say retire, do you mean just that you quit your other jobs, or do you mean that you actually retired and like took out your pension?
No. I mean, like, quit my jobs. I quit my jobs. But in my span of a year and 3-4 months that I've been investing, I probably made over 15 grand investing.
In a year and 3 months?
Yes.
Wow. How much does it cost to join again?
The cost right now is going to be $235. So you get the Go Live education. You get access to $1 Million mentorship, right? You get access to me. You get access to the team chats.
How much would you say you're making like a month now between your trading and your team?
Right now I make about $1,000 a month residually. 12. That's extra 12 grand a year.
Plus your
Plus
trading.
my trading money.
Yeah.
Okay.
How much would you say you're making?
Probably about 2,500.
Oh wow. Great. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, that's awesome. And so are you doing this like 24/7 nonstop, like coaching people and getting new people and talking on Zoom calls to people and things like that?
Exactly. This is my lifestyle, bro. It became my lifestyle.
Minimum wage in the US is between $7 and $10 an hour. So let's be generous and say you make $12 an hour. If you worked a full-time work week, so 40 hours a week, you would make $19.20. Only $500 less than Fidel claims to make. Keep in mind, he's on call 24/7. So with his $2,500 a month, Fidel's only making $3 more per hour than you. Now, I'm sure the I Am Academy grunts would say to me, you gotta start small and build it up, which would be fair if these kids were actually out here starting businesses. But joining an MLM is not entrepreneurship. It's not your business. You are paying to sell and promote a company that does not belong to you. You don't have control over any aspect of it except how you choose to invite people to the opportunity calls. Here's another call I did with this guy, Danny, aka Platinum. This shit was hilarious to me.
Yo, Yeah, I can hear you.
I've been seeing your Instagram stories, man. Looks amazing. Looks like a lot of fun.
Man, life is fun when you have the freedom for it, right?
Oh man, yeah, I believe it.
My team's called Dream Chasers.
Dream Chasers. That's like the Meek Mill and Rick Ross thing. All of these different Forex trading groups are actually just different branding for their own funnel into the MLM. This is a common strategy that helps MLM recruiters a lot. Firstly, it allows them to talk about their business as though they're the founder or head honcho of some company when it's actually just a disguise for the MLM. It also allows them to talk to people about the idea of joining the team and get them intrigued without mentioning the name of the MLM, which is helpful because they know if you go and Google the name of the company, you're gonna see all this stuff online talking about how it's a scam. Can you tell me maybe like a little bit about what your guys' group does that sets you apart?
Just check my highlights. Documentation stops the conversation.
Wow. In the most chill way possible, I'm sending you a COVID bro hug through the Zoom call right now.
And right now I'm accepting that hug and I'm giving you one back.
I'm actually shocked that you were able to get on a call with me so quick. I was like, this guy's not even gonna see my DM.
Nah, God sent me. Impact over profits.
Oh man.
You know what they say, first name greatest, last name ever. I'm gonna see you at the bank, my brother.
Holy fuck. Remember when Fidel said, "It became my lifestyle"? This is the problem. Fidel is a young kid, and I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt and say that he's just at a point in his life where he's learning and he's making a mistake, as all young people will. I don't hold it against him. He's obviously an ambitious guy, and I think he's charismatic enough that he could be successful when he finds something legitimate to spend his time on. For now, let's move on to the real scumbags in the company. Chris Terry is the CEO of IM Academy. I did my research on this guy, and he is without a doubt a rat fuck.
You know, I have to be honest with you. It's not the question if I could hear you. It's the question, can the people hear me? Can they hear you? Who's excited out there? Come on.
Quite honestly, it's up here between you 6 inches that makes you not rich but wealthy. Okay, it's not the charts aren't going to make you rich. I promise you. What's really important is Starbucks. Okay.
He looks like the guy who would model a cheap mobster costume from a Halloween store. I didn't make any money in Amway. I made zero, but it created a mindset of wealth, said Terry in an interview where he says his then girlfriend got him into Amway in 1990. So he joined the OG pyramid scheme to get some punani back when he was 18. And later on in life, when things weren't working out, he figured, okay, guess I'll start my own pyramid scheme. Some background about IM Academy. It was rebranded from its original name, iMarkets Live, or IML, because it got into some legal trouble. In September 2018, the CFTC sued iMarkets Live for violating a regulation about offering trading services without being registered to do so. iMarkets Live paid a $150,000 settlement, changed its name, and kept on trucking. Another Forex MLM called Wealth Generators sued IML in 2017, alleging that IML had bribed its top members to leave Wealth Generators and join IML and bring their networks with them. They settled, and Wealth Generators changed their name to Kuvera. IML has been banned from providing financial products and services in Belgium, and Belgium's financial regulator even said, "The system proposed by IML exhibits features characteristic of a pyramid scheme." IML currently has a D- rating on the Better Business Bureau. Before he started IML, he was involved in another pyramid scheme called Zeek Rewards, which defrauded people out of more than $900 million. The CEO of Zeek Rewards is in jail now. But these days, Chris is hailed as a god by the thousands of people in IM Academy and the ones he presents to at their conferences and events. There's several videos on YouTube made by people who used to be in IM Academy, and they say that most of the educational material is fluff. This isn't surprising because most MLM presentations are fluff. These people are experts at standing up in a room or showing up on a Zoom call and speaking for an hour without actually saying anything. Tangents about motivation and success and self-improvement that trail off into another tangent without wrapping up the first one, which trail off into another tangent. It's just mindless analogies and metaphors and anecdotes and quotes and filler that serve to maintain the illusion that everything is well, everyone's dreams are coming true, everyone's eating. And honestly, what education is there to be done when they claim it's all about copying and pasting signals anyways? If these educators' primary income is from recruiting bonuses and copying copying and pasting signals, what the fuck do they know about trading? And if they were making this kind of money trading, they wouldn't be wasting their time on Zoom presentations to try and rope in 17-year-olds and up their rank. Why would they? And no, I won't accept the desire to help people as a reason. Alex Morton is the executive vice president of IM Academy, and he really pisses me off. Before IML, Alex was the public face of VEMA. He started the hashtag YPR movement, or Young People's Revolution, which was basically the battle cry that united all the college-age kids that Alex had managed to get hooked into selling VEMA before it got shut down by the FTC.
I don't believe in jobs. I don't believe in salaries. I don't believe in getting paid by the hour. And as a young person here tonight, you shouldn't either. Here's why. Okay, you're God's highest form of creation as a human being. 2 arms, 2 legs, you're breathing, you have a pulse. You guys, we can do anything we want. Getting paid by the hour, getting paid on salary sucks, and you shouldn't have to do it. Okay, it should be, in my opinion, should be illegal, dude. I don't know, I gotta put you to VEMA. I was very skeptical. Too good to be true scam. Pyramid scheme, that was me. I was skeptical, ignorant, and dumb. I had a big ego and a small little bank account.
Pyramid schemes are remarkably easy to sell and market. They rely on the trust and friendship of a close acquaintance to seep in, and then they act like this social virus that preys on our herd mentality. Alex is an expert in spreading that virus. He took advantage of 3 things that caused him to be successful with VEMA. The first was the economic recession of 2008 and the insecurity that made everybody feel. The second was the new addiction that young people were forming with social media in the early 2010s. The third was the fact that these college students already had no idea where their lives were headed. At that age, people are still trying to mold their own identity. They're not kids anymore, but they're not adults yet either. An insecure economy, an insecure self-image, the novelty of social media. All these things just gelled together so perfectly and provided Alex with the springboard he needed to shill VEMA to these kids. And when the company came crashing down in 2015, Alex just simply walked away without a scratch.
I am officially resigning from VEMA. And I'm joining a company that's going to allow me to dream bigger, achieve much more, and help every single one of you get to that next level.
He joined another skincare pyramid scheme called UNES, and when that got too hot, he joined IML. Now, do you think that Alex went from being an expert in health drinks to being an expert in skincare to being an expert in Forex? Or is it more likely that all these companies are actually the same under the surface and Alex is just really experienced at pitching MLMs? There's a quote I like that goes, "A con man doesn't worry about fines and sanctions. He simply packs up his wagon of snake oils and moves to the next town." That's Alex. Then he upped his social circle by chilling with super legit businessmen like Ty Lopez and Grant Cardone. But there were lasting effects left on the people who joined VEMA as IBOs. The best word I can think of is shame. Imagine you're one of those college kids who cut everyone out of their life who said VEMA was a pyramid scheme and shitted on them for having a negative mindset. Imagine telling everybody in your life, literally, broadcasting it on social media almost every day, that you were going to be rich, only for the company that you were worshiping to be shut down for being a pyramid scheme. Once the shock and confusion had dissipated, you'd be left feeling like absolute shit. You didn't get rich, your parents were right about it being a pyramid scheme, you lost friends, you lost even more money, and because of the brainwashing that you'd been victim to, you were probably still finding a way to blame yourself. I think MLMs are a disease in our society. Worse than any other hotly debated topic of controversy. Worse than porn, worse than the dopamine triggers and insecurity we feel from social media. Imagine for a second I told you, guess what I'm talking about? And I said, hey, there's this thing. This thing can push your loved ones away. It can make you lose money. It can make you start hanging around with toxic people. It has social consequences that will make people feel unsure about you. You'd probably think that I was talking about heroin or some kind of other harmful substance. But no, I'm talking about MLMs. Now, if the previous shit about VEMA wasn't proof enough that Alex was a monster, he's also responsible for this.
Now I'm rolling like a player cause I'm feeling pretty great. I don't know what's inside this drink, but I ain't feeling any hate. And then my homie said, yo, check it, this drink is legit. Clinical studies have concluded that this stuff the shit.
I think the same goo that turned 4 regular turtles into the Ninja Turtles must be the same goo that turned Alex Morton from a regular pile of dog shit to the giant pile of dog shit that he is today. Alex Morton is better at spreading a horrible illness than COVID-19. Alex Morton looks like the villain from Spy Kids, Fegan Floop. Alex Morton looks like the son of Alex Minion, also a villain from Spy Kids, which makes sense considering how much he likes to fuck up the lives of kids.
If you guys want to go get at basketball, you're studying Michael Jordan, Kevin Durant, LeBron James, soccer, David Beckham, golf, Tiger Woods. So if you're in here tonight, male or female, and you want to learn how to make a lot of money, maybe you want a nice car one day, a nice house one day, learn from someone earning a lot of money.
The LeBron James Tiger Woods comparison is something I've noticed all MLMs do. It's a way to discredit anyone who might raise concerns about the company or make you second guess joining, and thus begins the process of brainwashing people into destroying the relationships in their lives, whether it's their friends or family. No one is safe from the toxic positivity of MLMs. Austin Godsey is the SoundCloud version of a Forex pyramid scheme guru. He has a YouTube channel full of videos which are basically just music video B-roll with motivational quotes plastered across the screen throughout. I actually don't even know if I'd call them motivational, to be honest. In one video, a quote pops up, which I'm sure was one of his originals that he thought was super deep. It says, "Success is like being pregnant. People don't know how many times you got fucked to be there." There's other cliche shit on there like, "Blood makes you related, but loyalty makes you a family." You can't sell dreams looking like a nightmare. Austin has a vlog where he talks about missing visiting his mom in the hospital as she was dying of cancer because he was too busy speaking at IML events back to back and chasing the rank of chairman. And when she died, he flew back for the funeral, then immediately got on another plane to do another event. This video transitions from being this sad story about the hard times to this story that glorifies his absolutely fucked up priorities and frames them as sacrifices.
Always be prospecting. I had a rule, I had a 3-foot rule. If you're within 3 feet of me, I'm prospecting you. I know I sound like a psycho. I know I sound like a madman right now. I sound like I'm brainwashed, but you know what? Sometimes people do need their brain washed.
I don't want to be too hard on Austin. He says that being homeless and sleeping in his car while he had a girlfriend that was 8 months pregnant is what led him into network marketing. And if that's true, I can show some understanding. If I was a young guy with no experience, no qualifications, a baby on the way, and some charisma, I could probably start to make justifications for hawking a pyramid scheme too. But we are all the result of our decisions at the end of the day. And fucking up someone else's life or family is not the way to make up for fucking up your own.
Paris, you know what it is. Bread and olive oil, wine, and Yoki's. We out here, we got the white Pharrell in the house tonight. Look at this guy, styling and profiling. Change your lives, baby. I, Marcus, I.
Some people say, well, Austin, isn't that like a scam? Isn't that a scheme? Guys, a scam. S-C-A-M. Still confused about money, right? Still cooking at McDonald's. Still chilling at mom's.
And you're right, Austin. It's not a scam. If you're the scammer. David Imonitie is one of IM Academy's top earners, and his origin story is similar to Austin's. He says that at age 20, he had 2 kids on the way, and he got into trouble for stealing a TV around the same time. Again, I can understand why that kind of pressure would entice someone to start scamming. In one interview, he says that he only made $30,000 in his first 2 years, and sometimes wasn't even able to afford the $50 child support that he owed each month. Then he said he got into an MLM selling energy drinks and people started getting sick off the drinks, so he quit and vowed to never touch network marketing again. Then he decided to join the army, but they denied him, so he went back into network marketing. Let's take a look at a video uploaded to David's YouTube channel from an IM event where he's doing some master level brainwashing. Austin, Alex, and Chris are also in this video, which makes this shit like the Avengers of Forex scamming.
Every painful situation you could be going through right now, every hurt that you've ever felt, every person that's going to talk bad about your business, talk bad about you, I want you to pay them back with gratitude. I want you to think about all the things right now. I want you to close your eyes. I want you to think about all the things that you are grateful for. Everything in your life, when we say 7, has been made perfect. And when I say 7, I want you to release the sound of victory. Something powerful happens when a sound is made. God responds to that sound. 3, 7!
Now you can watch that video and say it's a cult. I'm not saying it's a cult. But
Actually, one of our packages, I'm not sure if you've ever heard of Bob Proctor. Yeah, Bob Proctor, he actually works with his company too. He actually does a mindset mastery calls on those go live education calls as well. So that's his little section of the platform.
I've been seeing most of these Forex traders in IM Academy worshiping this dude, Bob Proctor. He's a self-proclaimed philosopher whose main teaching is that if you envision good things happening for yourself and really believe them, they will inevitably happen.
Logic is like a ceiling that stops people. Yeah, it's totally illogical for a young person in their early 20s to say they're going to earn tens of thousands of dollars a week. You got to break through the logic. You cannot let logic control you. Logic is bad for us.
He also believes that everything in the universe has a vibrational frequency and that your thoughts dictate your vibrational frequency. So when two things are operating at the same vibrational frequency, they're pulled together. So if you're on the same vibrational frequency as money and success, you'll attract money and success. Now, I rock with the idea of a higher power, the universe, karma, all that. But obviously, what Bob Proctor claims is totally unsubstantiated and not supported by science at all. Not only is this way of thinking nonsensical, it's immoral because you're implicitly blaming people for their problems. Try saying this vibrational frequency shit to cancer patients or innocent casualties of war or people suffering from famine and genocide. Thankfully, I don't have to because Bob Proctor did an interview with ABC News years ago and the reporter says to him, and I'm quoting from the transcript, "Children in Darfur are starving to death. Have they attracted that starvation to themselves?" Bob Proctor: "I think the country probably has. I was asked that question before by a reporter, and I don't know how to change that situation for that child, but I do know if the leaders of the world changed their thinking, we wouldn't have the Darfurs." I just think that's sad, honestly. Say what you will about the law of attraction, but it can be a lot more sinister than it appears. Law of attraction is a pillar of the self-help industry, which is worth billions. And that's what Bob Proctor is really selling here. All of this law of attraction, vibrational frequency, paradigm shift nonsense that this old fucker spews is just designed to get you to buy a book or a course or a ticket to a fucking speaking event. Bob Proctor's role in IML is sort of this wise old wizard who's supposed to lend credibility to the company by speaking at their events, endorsing them in videos, and showing IBOs where they could be if they lived to be 2,000 fucking years old. The only problem is Bob Proctor does not give a shit about people. He charges thousands of dollars for his events and programs where he can teach you how to think the right way. He also doesn't seem to care about his reputation the way he claims he does, because do you know what company was paying him to do exactly the same thing before IML?
I want to propose a toast. Here's to San Diego. Let's drink to that. I needed that.
That's right, Vima. And before that, him and his wife Linda were ambassadors for another MLM called Isogenics. And these are just the ones I know about. Bob Proctor is a guy who started out back when there was no internet, and it was a lot harder to dig up dirt on someone and find out if they were legit. And both of these guys are just making shit up as they go along, telling people things that sound good, but are both unverifiable and unfalsifiable. If you told Bob Proctor that law of attraction doesn't work, he'd probably say, "Of course it doesn't," with that attitude. And if you told Alex Morton that network marketing was a scam, he'd probably show you a picture of his Bentley and say, "See, obviously it works, you just have a broke mindset." Are you seeing the pattern here? Bob Proctor, Alex Morton, Austin Godsey. They're all the same guy, just for a different generation. Bob is the old school suit and tie confidence man that your grandma probably saw on TV. Alex is the Hollister t-shirt frat boy confidence man that was popping up in dorm rooms in the early 2010s. Austin is the newest version with face tats and colorful outfits and flexing on Instagram. They're all the same, and the messaging has always been the same.
I had a big ego and a small little bank account, right?
Dude, I was the type of person who had a really big ego and a small little ass bank account.
I had a big ego, and like Alex always says, I had a small bank account.
4 years ago, I had a big ego, small little bank account.
And a little side note on the word employee, once again, not to offend anybody. In the dictionary, a synonym is slave, dude. A slave. So employee is now meaning slave in 2013.
You go to the dictionary, the number one synonym for the word employee is guess what? Slave is the number one synonym for the word employee in 2018.
And this month I'm gonna hit Royal, which is over $1 million a year. I don't tell you that to impress you, I don't care. I tell you that to impress upon you.
I've now been on thousands of flights. I've been to over 30 countries. And I don't say that to brag or boast or impress you, I say it to impress upon you. Before this industry, man, I had never been on an airplane.
Maybe you want a nice car one day, a nice house one day. Learn from someone earning a lot of money.
Listen to people with the results that you want. Guys, if somebody doesn't have the kind of lifestyle, bank account, car, house, health, wealth, attitude that I want, I'm not going to listen to them. Guys, these companies sell toiletries, lotions and potions, coffee shakes.
You have to sell lotions, you have to sell potions, you gotta sell hair products.
This is now my 5th video on MLMs, and I'm discovering that so far, they're all the same too. And that shows me how the focus is never on the product, but rather the tactics to recruit and brainwash people are the same across the board. I'm at a point now where I've realized that when someone is brainwashed by an MLM, you can't talk them out of it. You can't rationalize with them, you can't plead with them, and I think that the only thing strong enough to pull someone out of a pyramid scheme is shame. The same shame that they would feel when they ultimately run out of money anyways. I view most people who join MLMs as victims, who just listen to a friend that they trusted. But when they get in too deep and they can't be swayed, we're powerless to do anything but laugh at these companies like the jokes they are. The same way they laugh at people for working a 9 to 5 even though they're probably not making a penny. I'm going to keep going after MLMs so that no one watching these videos can say, oh well, my friend says his is different. If you want to support me in my mission, I've got a Patreon. I won't waste your time talking about it too much. Just know that it enables me to keep doing what I'm doing and you get cool shit for being a part of it. I'll put the link in the description. Other than that, thank you for making it to this point in the video. I really appreciate you watching. Lastly, to Chris Terry, David Imonitie, Austin Godsey, Alex Morton, Bob Proctor, and any other top members of IML who didn't get a spotlight in this video, I'd just like to say, from the bottom of my heart, fuck you.